Hey everyone, Aussie Viking here. This is like a new series I'm thinking about doing where I just talk about like game developers that I think are really, really great and very revolutionary for the gaming industry and about their main games, not their side games, mostly their main games. And this one's going to be id Software, the granddaddies of FPS shooters and even some other genres. You know, they have influence in everything you can think of, really. So their first game was all the way back in 1990. Well, no, their first game was like in the 80s and such, but their first big, powerful game changer was Wolfenstein 3D, which was in 91, I believe. 91 or 92. Might have been 92, and then 93, because 93 I'm pretty sure is when Doom came out. So 92. While not the best game ever made, not even the best first-person shooter at the time, it wasn't the first first-person shooter. It was actually like not the second or third. It's like there were first-person shooters before Wolfenstein 3D, but this one was one of them that went, hey, great graphics, fun gameplay, good level design, and very, very big because it had the Nazism, occult sort of vibe to it. You were killing Nazis, which was insane at the time, and even killing dogs, you know. Very controversial. Not as controversial as the next game, but pretty full on. Now, it was a fun game. I have played it. If you got, on the consoles, the original Xbox, if you got the Wolfenstein game, which I can't remember what it's called, it was like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, you could unlock the Wolfenstein 3D game, which I played. So, I do know it was good at the time. It was well received. It was a fun game. It isn't their best game, but for a starter off, it was fantastic, and it really helped them evolve into what Doom would become. Now, I didn't play it when it first came out, so I can't really... This is like what I'm going on for 3D is what I played older, but also from people that I know that played it when it first came out. I mean, I wasn't even born then by the time Wolfenstein 3D came out. I was born by Doom. I was actually born the same year Doom came out, so that's something, right? Now, Doom, what's to say about Doom? It's the granddaddy. Actually, no, it's basically the father. Not the granddaddy, it's the father. Wolfenstein's the granddaddy, Doom's the father of modern FPS. It's the father of basically all FPSs. The fantastic level design, the fast-paced gaming, the fast-paced shooting, the gore, the violence, the occult, the sound design. Everything about Doom was perfect. Everything. It was just, at the time, just everything they loved in the world. Aliens, Evil Dead, fucking metal, thrash metal, ugh. Mostly thrash metal, I think. They had Metallica in there, and they had Atlas in Chains, but... And Pantera, they actually had influence from Pantera, so they had all those influences smashed together, and it created one of the most metal games ever made, and one of the best games ever made, honestly. Doom 1, still one of the best games ever made. However, I hold Doom 2 in a high regard, which we shall move on to now to Doom 2. So Doom 2 is basically the same as Doom 1. It wasn't as controversial, because, well, Doom 1 was basically all controversial. Demons! Killing! Oh, they're gonna kill our kids with all these games, yes! Quite! Yes! Look at this massacre that happened, it was because of Doom! It could have been because of a lot of things, not Doom. If anything, Doom was probably why they didn't do it in the first place. At the same time, it's probably like, they snapped. People that went on the massacres are like, one day they just snapped, and the reason they just snapped on that day is probably because they couldn't play Doom. Because Doom was a game that made you get all your anger and emotions out. You didn't want to kill anyone, you wanted to kill demons. If you wanted to kill anything, it was demons after demons after demons. Doom gave you that. Every time I got angry at school, growing up, which you will always do, I just played Doom. Sat back and played Doom. Mostly Doom 2, because double shotgun. Bang. So, Doom 2, again, not as much controversial. It was still controversial because it was still demons, gore, guts, occult, Satanism, great metal, but yeah. And I do hold this better than Doom 1. The level design is bigger, and honestly better. The weapons are better too, even though there's just literally one new weapon, the double-barreled shotgun, which is amazing. The new, the new demons. The new demons in it were great. You had the Revenant, you had the Mancubus, you had, Spider Demon was in the first one, but you got like the Arachnotrons. Yeah, the Arachnotrons in it. So you had every single bigger but stronger and more powerful demons and the levels. It was better, you know, and I really liked the Earth setting, even though you couldn't really tell it was Earth. Even back then you probably couldn't even tell it was Earth, but it felt more confined and stronger. Doom 1's still great, but to me Doom 2 is the pinnacle of Doom as it is. until we got to the new Doom. Now, Quake. Oh boy, what do I have to say about Quake? Well, if you saw my Quake 1 and 2 needs a remaster, you'll know that it is amazing. It takes the best things from Doom 1 and 2, makes them 3D, moves some things around, and Bob's your uncle. There's Quake. Quake is an amazing game. It is sort of like a retelling remake in a way of Doom, except more medieval. But it's still fantastic. It's still a great game, and it definitely is like one of the greatest FPSs ever made. And this is the one thing I love about it. Every new FPS they've made, more or less, has been one of the best FPSs, or at least an FPS that's completely and utterly solid. They've never really made a bad FPS, in my opinion, in my view. And I just love it. You know, they're all replayable, they're all fun, they're always got that fun gameplay, very violent, very gory, and it's just great. Now, Quake 2. Quake 2, again, fantastic. The sci-fi elements were great. Because, to be honest, when you've made Doom 1, Doom 2, all the maps, Quake 1, you probably do want to try something, a different genre, you know, instead of just fantasy, gory sort of things. And this one was very much a mix of them. It wasn't fantasy, it was sci-fi, but it was still the marine and killing and very demonic to an extent, you know, with aliens and such. So that was really awesome, and I really loved it at the time, and it made a great sequel with Quake 4, which I really liked. It was a modern Quake 4. Quake 4 was basically a modern FPS shooter, but really good. I might talk about that in another video, but it was a really good game. But Quake 2, fantastic. Great level design as well. More streamlined to an extent, but still open enough to make you go, this is awesome. And it really had good multiplayer too. And actually it did have a few like scripted elements, but it wasn't like full-on Half-Life 1 and 2 Call of Duty sort of elements. It was just literally just like, oh, you come this way, explosions. That was about it, you know. But other than that, fantastic game. And then we come to Quake 3. Holy hell, Quake 3 is one of the multiplayer, wonderful, killing it. I got my words stuck in there, but it was a fantastic game. I actually played this at a sort of young age, so when I was in high school, we actually had these days where you could come in dressed up whatever you want, casual clothes, casual day, no classes, you can have fun, right? And you could choose what you want to do, you know, if you want to do footy, or if you want to do like computer stuff or just like art stuff, you could go and do that for the whole day. And I would always pick the gaming one because we could play Half-Life 1 multiplayer and Quake 3. So I was around 13. I was around 13 when I first played Quake 3. I might have heard of it from then, but the first time I played it was 13 years old, which is a great age to play it. 13, 14, but mostly 13, I'm pretty sure. And I was playing it and I used to own at it. Like, then again, I was really good at computer games back then. I don't know why. Now when I play it, I'm not that good, which is a bit weird. Then again, I could have just been playing against shit people. But we did LAN parties and we just played it, and it was actually really fun. And every year, I'd always do PC and just play it. It was just so good. It was actually a lot funner than Half-Life 1, to be honest. But Quake 3 was great, and it was one of those games that was multiplayer only, but you didn't care because, one, it had the online modes offline. You could play all the online modes offline. You could set up bot matches, and you could twink around with it. And it had a whole sort of maps, you know, especially although it did come out like an expansion pack that had added more maps, but still, it had all of that, and that was the perfect way to do it. That's how you do a multiplayer game, people. That's how you do a multiplayer game. It was fast, it was fun, it had a lot of personality with its character design. I mean, you had that running eye thing, jumping around, bloody doing backflips and shit. I was like, God damn, this is awesome. So that game was amazing. And now we come to Doom 3, which was... I played it around the same time as Quake 3, I think. I think I might have played a year or two beforehand. Maybe a year beforehand when I was 12? Anyway, one of those, within me starting off high school in the age of 13 onwards, but at least in the first 3 years of high school, I played Doom 3, and holy hell, was that amazing. I got an Xbox, because I wanted it on PC, but the day I went to buy it on PC, we had a car accident, so we went straight home after that, so, yeah. But, oh man, Doom 3 was so good. Actually, yes, I did. I did play it on console around 2005, because that's when it came out on console, I think. Or 2005, 2006. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. But anyway, fantastic game. Now, it's not Doom 1, Doom 2-ish, or Quake-ish. It's basically straight up horror. It was straight up horror. It was straight up horror, like Silent Hill, the original Resident Evils, where it was scary as shit. Now, I was fine with that, mainly because I did play Doom 1 and 2 around that time, because when I got on the Xbox, you actually got a bonus. On the same disc, you got to play Doom 1 and 2 and all the final levels and all that. So I got the game, basically. I got like 3 games in one, when I think about it. And I used to play them a lot too. And while I did like to do 1 and 2 gameplay, I still love number 3 because it was just so scary. That was the one thing that I think really kept you into the game. It was scary, it was hard, it was actually still fun, still pretty fast when you think about it compared to other horror games and horror FPSs, and it was just a good time. The level design was pretty good, not as open, more linear, but still fairly good in some of its design. The boss battles were alright, they were fun. Hell was awesome. The weapons were great. Having the soul cube was awesome. The story was actually pretty damn good, and it all came together as a good package. Now, a lot of people kind of hated it. I was fine with it, and being the cyber demon at the end was pretty good throwback to number 1, but I can understand why people hate it. Now, Rage, the black sheep of id Software's lineup. For some people, for me, it's the one that doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves. I absolutely love Rage. It was Mad Max meets Doom, basically. Just no demons, just mutants, really. And it was fantastic. And I can understand people hating it. Don't get me wrong, I can understand people hating it. But it was so good. Be able to drive around this post-apocalyptic world. Beautiful. It even looks good today. And I was playing it before on console to get the footage that you're seeing now. And holy crap, it was just amazing. One of my favourite games, probably of last gen, to be honest. It did have problems. The problems were you didn't have much. You couldn't really do anything. Like when you finished the main game, you couldn't like wander around the wasteland and kill enemies again. At least only if they're driving. You know, and I was getting the footage. I went and wandered around to see if I could get into a fight with any of the people, like the mutants and such, around an area that I've already been to, and yeah, nobody comes back. There isn't much to do. You can play the games where you can do like poker and some weird cutting your finger game. I can't remember what it's called, but you get the knife and in between the fingers. You can still do those, but you can't do anything else. And also another thing is the characters. The animation in this game is fantastic. It brings out so much into the character, but when you want to learn more, that's it. It like the quest line stops, and you can't. And when you talk to them, they just say ordinary things. You don't get to learn anything more about them. That's really the one of the big downsides I have for it. There were so many characters in this that I really wanted to get to know more about, but it's like, no, all right, first half of the game done. No, we don't need you anymore. That's it. You don't learn about them anymore. And it's just like, it's annoying because it was so well done and really, really fun. Like, holy crap, the gameplay in this was fantastic. Making your own weapons and scavenging around, and then you could throw out a spider bot and grenades and stuff, and you can switch your weapons and the ammo types, and every time you fought someone, the AI was fantastic, jumping around walls, and when you shot them, they'd react. Holy crap, that was amazing. It still works to this day. It's Quake is a solid game. It wasn't a revolutionary FPS, but it was a solid FPS that, honestly, it beat a lot of games around the time. Like, it beat it definitely beat Call of Duty. Like, fuck, I mean, Call of Duty, get fucked. This game was way better, although Call of Duty being the big thing nowadays is like meh. But anyway, fantastic game, and the DLC wasn't too bad either. The sewer missions were alright. The Scorches were pretty damn great. The new weapon you had with you get the railgun stuff was awesome. And at the end you get the trophy room and a girlfriend. I thought that was cool too. Like when I finished the game, like, get a girlfriend? Okay. Because this was one of the characters that actually get to know. You're just like, okay, I get to know you a bit more. But again, when you want to learn a bit more about them, it's like, nah, dialogue. So when you talk to her, it's like normal dialogue. See, if you're going to put a girlfriend sort of thing in a game, like especially like with Rage, maybe give us the chance to either do a mission or two to learn more about her, or have the woman in question able to come along with us, I mean, that might have changed the gameplay up a bit, but I mean, if you can fight with robots and such along your side, why not a human companion, But again, Rage, a very, very top game, a very fantastic game, and it's just fun. It really is. It's a very good space western when I think about it. Very good space western. And I feel like I really want a sequel because I feel like Rage was very Borderlands 1-ish, where it's a great concept, pretty well made, but could have been better. And then you got Borderlands 2, which was just completely blew a lot of the whole crap around. It blew everything out the park. All our expectations, even the games at the time, it's like, holy shit, this game is amazing. And I feel like Rage 2 could do that as well. Fix up the writing and the character interaction and give us more time with the characters, and I think you got a good game. Obviously, and making it so when you're running around the wasteland, people can come back, sort of thing. In a fun way, of course. And then their latest game, a Doom. Holy hell, this is amazing. This is amazing. There isn't really much bad things I can say about it. All I can say is this is Doom. This is a fantastic Doom game. This is not bad in any single way, shape, or form. It has the heart and soul of the original Doom with some modern elements. The single player is amazing. It brought back very old school shooting mechanics, feel, the soul, and it really makes me hope that we get another resurgence of old school shooters. I mean, just give us a new old school Duke Nukem game, an old school Blood game, because Blood 1 is amazing. I got that on the Steam sale. Holy shit, that game is fantastic, and I want a sequel. Well, technically to get Blood 2, but I like a real modern day with, modern day sequel with a whole lot of different stuff. And I actually might do a video on Blood, because holy crap, if you're a horror fan, you will love Blood. Like, oh, goddamn, I love that game. And I really hope we get a lot of old school stuff, like a Quake single player game, very Quake 1-ish, and many, many more. I mean, if old school shooters are coming back, this Doom. Actually, you could. Funny enough, you could say Wolfenstein could have went. Oh, cool. This is very old school, and then Doom basically went, holy shit, this is old school. It's a good Ouroboros. Wolfenstein started the trend. Doom perfected it, and then we come back around to the new FPS. Come back to this one. Wolfenstein made it good again, and then Doom basically perfected it. And this is why I love id. It doesn't matter how many renditions they've gone through, how many people have left and come back, they still keep the core of the soul of id together. Yeah. So I'll see if I get out. So Valhalla.